So a typical financial model has three main worksheets or three main sets of worksheets. One is what we call the input worksheet, which feeds most of the user inputs, where you put your assumption inputs, your key drivers. Then we have the calculation worksheet. This is the most important part of the financial model because it has projections and calculations for inflation, exchange rates, indices, interest during construction, tariffs, and a few other things. Then we have the output worksheets. Here you have the outputs of the calculations that have been made, and you are able to make a reasonable assumption of what the output should be. So this is also very critical for us to understand, especially for projects that don't have offtake agreements. So for example, Fumilayo's project, where she's doing a hospital project, a healthcare project, she's probably not going to get any offtake agreement from any government. She's just going to hope that if she builds the hospital, people are going to come. However, the demand for that service, I'm sure one of the reasons for that service will be putting the hospital in a location where she can project the demand. Then two, how the demand is affected by price. So if you do a hospital today and your hospital charges are not as expensive as the competitors and you're providing a decent service, you definitely be sure that you have a lot of more demand, right? Because people will just generally gravitate towards your own kind of facility. But when we use the word elasticity, is the fact that even though you are projecting to have 50 or 300 or 1,000 patients every year, and if you increase your price by another 20%, say you were charging your consultancy fee or consulting rate was, say, for every clinic, everybody you see, you charge 10,000 naira. The question now is, if I move my price from 10,000 to 15,000, does it mean people will leave me? Quickly, are they able to shift? Well, because they pay registration fees, they have enjoyed my service, they see the kind of quality we bring. So if there's a marginal increase in our price, does it mean that people would not want to take that project? They will not want to get that service again. Another classic example would be airports. If that's the only airport in your city, right? And for you to use that airport, maybe you need to pay parking fee, and you need to pay airport charges to use the terminal. Maybe it's added as part of your ticket, right? The question now is, how elastic is that demand? If the people who own the airport or the airlines decides to increase the fares, will I say I'm not flying again? I just want to know. So no need to debate this, is a no-brainer. There are some infrastructure projects that their elasticity to demand is very negligible because you don't have a choice. That is the only way to go. Well, for some projects like a toll road, people can say, okay, instead of passing that tollway, I might as well just pass one corner to get me to where I'm going, but I will have spent another 30 minutes or 2 hours extra, and I don't have a toll fee of 500 naira to pay. So the question, if that toll fee increases to 1,000, at what point will people say, you know what, I can't pay 1,000 to pass this toll road. I might as well just go past some other alternative routes to get me to that point. But the question is, this is answered by research, is answered by typical market research telling you that a toll fee between this amount of money might create a sense of demand that people may not even want to patronize you again and things like that.